Ghostbusters was featured in the first Halloween Horror Nights Orlando event, originally named Fright Nights in 1991, but it would take 28 years for the franchise to have its own haunted house. This is a complete retrospective on the 2019 Halloween Horror Nights haunted house, Ghostbusters. This video includes footage from inside of haunted houses with flashing lights. This is your warning. The Ghostbusters haunted house would be announced on July 17th, 2019 on social media, including a Twitter video announcement, which starts out in the streets of the New York section of the park, next to the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket roller coaster. We see an after-hours Universal Orlando security guard patrolling the park. The camera cuts into a medium shot showing the security guard quickly jolting his body as they believe something was next to them. Fortunately, it was a false alarm. However, seconds later, he turns around the other way and something casting a green light approaches him. We see the green light and a gust of wind picking up around the security guard. He then screams, drops a Twinkie that we didn't get to see at all before this scene, and then runs out of Universal Studios Florida. After the security guard runs out of the frame, the original Ghostbusters walk into frame. The camera then moves up to one of the Ghostbusters' shoulder, officially revealing the Ghostbusters patch. The patch then turns into a digital Ghostbusters logo with the Ghostbusters title at the bottom. The announcement finishes with Halloween Horror Nights branding. This haunted house was based on the first Ghostbusters film, which was released on June 8th, 1984. And now a very quick one-sentence synopsis on the film. A group of research professors at Columbia University in New York City lose their research funding. Due to this, they start a paranormal investigation and elimination business to stop ghosts from destroying the city. Now let's get on to the haunted house itself. The Ghostbusters haunted house featured the following settings from the film: the Ghostbusters firehouse, the Sedgwick Hotel, Dana Barrett's apartment, the containment unit, the Temple Gozer, and the New York Public Library. Speaking of the New York Public Library, at the start of this video, I mentioned the Ghostbusters were in the first year of the Halloween Horror Nights event. This was through the Beetlejuice Dead in Concert featuring Ghostbusters stage show. I couldn't find any footage of the show being held during Halloween Horror Nights, but this is the same show that was held during the daytime. It was basically a show where Beetlejuice would parody popular songs, and the Ghostbusters would interrupt and dance to their own music. It was a show, alright. Back to the haunted house. Ghostbusters would feature 19 different characters. Most notably was Slimer the Ghost and the 4 original Ghostbusters: Egon Spangler, Ray Stantz, Winston Zeddemore, and Peter Venkman. Ghostbusters The Haunted House would be located in Soundstage 22 in the Production Central section of the park. Guests would start their walkthrough at the entrance of the New York Public Library. In the background, the beat to the iconic song from the film with the same name, Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. is heard. Once entering the library, a shelf of books is on the right and multiple filing cabinets are on the left. These filing cabinets have a slimy ectoplasma all over them, which a little Ghostbusters lore is the substance left behind by ghosts in the film franchise. The Ghostbusters song is heard in the background, but it's slowly being drowned out by music playing later in the room. Guests would then walk through a small hallway and into another section of the library, but this time with only bookshelves. At the end of the hallway, a hologram of the library ghost can be seen. Following this, guests enter a dark hallway. In this hallway, the library ghost has transformed into a hideous monster and pops out from a boo hole with a blue strobe light flashing on her. After this, the entrance of the iconic Ghostbusters firehouse is seen. Inside, Janine Melnitz is seen at her desk answering the phone on behalf of the Ghostbusters. Once guests make it through the Ghostbusters firehouse, the haunted house transforms to the Sedgwick Hotel. On the hallway walls, marks are made from the previous attempts to capture ghosts on the loose at the hotel. At the end of the hallway, a hologram of Slimer is seen approaching closer until he pushes himself into another hotel room on the right. Following this encounter, a puppet version of Slimer pops out in what appears to be a windowless window of sorts. It's too high up to be a door, so that's my only guess. Regardless, the next scene, Egon pops out from the side to catch Slimer. Seconds later, Ray jumps out from the right after the catching scene. Guests make their way down the hall that transitions into Dana Barrett's apartment. In the apartment, Dana is seen sitting on her chair. In this moment, a hand is seen attacking her. After this, a broken wall with hands popping out is seen. Before entering the next room, a door is seen with the head pushing into it. The next room would be the container room, which starts with a long hallway which takes guests into the actual room with the containment unit, which in the film is a storage unit for captured ghost. The unit shuts down and a green light turns red with Walter Peck's voice saying, quote, "Shut it off." Shut it off! After walking past the containment unit, guests would enter a dark hallway filled with ghosts, in order as follows: Wendigo Skull Ghost, Nunzio Scoleri, and Tony Scoleri. An alleyway would follow the dark room where Winston Zeddemore would jump out. After this, the ringleader ghost would pop out as well. Yes, the ghost from the 2016 film. I forgot to mention earlier that yes, this is a house based on the first Ghostbusters movie, but it has ghosts from all the movies up to 2019. Next up, the subway ghost pops out, followed by the cab driver ghost. The last section of the house starts with a hole in the wall, where Dana Barrett is sitting at the top of a skyscraper. Louis Tilley then walks in front of the hole where guests see Dana sitting down. After this, a terror dog attacks the guests as they begin to walk to the next room. At the start of this room, another terror dog attacks guests, and then they meet Ray Stantz again. The focal point of this room is the Gozer, the Gozerian Temple. Guests would then pass by the head of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, who is melting. Peter Venkman jumps out of a boo hole celebrating the melting Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and the house ends with Slimer popping out one last time. That was an entire walkthrough of the 2019 Ghostbusters Haunted House, but it wouldn't be the end of Ghostbusters at Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. On June 27, 2024, Universal announced that Ghostbusters will be returning to Halloween Horror Nights 2024 with a haunted house based on the 2024 filmed Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This video essay will be live before the haunted house will be open to the public, so I have two questions. If you're watching this before HHN 2024, do you think the Frozen Empire house will be better than the 2019 house? Or if you're watching this after HHN 2024 started, how does the Frozen Empire house compare to the 2019 house? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing so you will be notified when the next Halloween Horror Nights Haunted House retrospective video is out. In the meantime, if there's a video on your screen now, you should check it out as YouTube thinks it's the next best video for you. Thanks for watching.